Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. We're here to have a bit of a discussion about how you can get ready for raid night, because this is week 4? I think it's week 4. I think it's week 4 of raiding. And so we're going to kind of go over what you should have in your raiding characters. And as such, we're just going to slide on over. Here is the wonderful um, World of Warcraft that I have. Um, for us today. Sorry, everything looks a little weird. I recently did some changes with my UI. So, what do we want to make sure that our character has? Well, first, we're gonna want to change the transmog, right? This transmog is essentially half and half of what a really good transmog is. Now, on your character, you're going to have a few things. As we can see here, in the wonderful character frame, we've got gems. We've got our wonderful gear. So, you want both weapons enchanted. You never want to double up on enchants. Any empty gem slots you want to fill. For me, versatility is my top stat, so it's filled with versatility gems until I hit that threshold, which I can't hit. Now, you're also going to see some domination gems. And it's what I got. So I got 2 domination gems currently on my character. If we open up my character slot, it shows that I have a 1% upgrade for a ring based on my last pawn setting. And it shows that I have a 9% upgrade on my ring based on my last pawn setting from Raidbots. Now that's something that we're going to go into, but I've also got other gear, right? Like I have a heroic Titanic Ocular Gland. It's a 6 item level upgrade, and it can be extremely powerful. In fact, this is what we're going to do just for a quick reference. We're going to go over to a website that's almost as useful as SimCraft. So here we are. We are on a website called Blood Mallet. And we're going to click on the Windwalker. And we're going to go down to trinkets. Now, it is always better to sim it yourself. Like go through SimCraft and Raidbots and everything. But here, we'll see the different trinkets. So, as you can see, that is the Inscrutable Quantum Device, which is one of my trinkets. Now, why is it one of my trinkets? Because I only have a 213 version. Well, 6.27% of my DPS is from a 210. I have a 213, which is a little bigger, so it's that yellow bar. That yellow bar right there is where that trinket is. And as you can see, that yellow bar is a lot higher than most other trinkets. Which is insane. So then we will go down and look at the Titanic Ocular Gland. The Titanic Ocular Gland is about 6.12%. Now, the other trinket that I have is the Soul Cage Fragment. Now, where does the Soul Cage Fragment fall? Yeah, it's pretty far down there, right? Soul Cage Fragment, 4.51% of my DPS. It's just one flat setting. Now I do have a couple other ones. I've got the Memories of Past Sins, which is at 4.62 for the one I got. And then I have Dreadfire Vessel, which sits at 5.21, which means that the combination of my Inscrutable Quantum Device and Titanic Ocular Gland are by far the best combination that I can get. Now, keep in mind, it's always better to sim, but we are going through a very, simple look. Now, we can also go over secondary distributions. which I think is wonderful here. So over here you have one that places crit right up there, equal with versatility and haste and mastery, kind of equal there, which personally, I've done the simming, that's not too far off. Verse and crit are your best stats. Again, you kind of want to sim yourself for your specific character. Now we go back. Why do I have Sinful Revelation on one and Celestial Guidance on the other? Well, Celestial Guidance increases your primary stat. Sinful Revelation increases damage taken. So first what we're going to do, we're going to swap out to the good trinket. But Sinful Revelation should always go on your main hand because you're going to be doing more hits with your main hand, meaning you're going to be getting that damage proc more often. Celestial Guidance, you'll still be getting the hits, but the secondary buff isn't as meaningful. Now, with Titanic Ocular Gland, that boosted my versatility by 124. Okay, so go to my character sheet. That perked my versatility up to 22%. Well, what if we take away that versatility? So my versatility is at 19%. So we look at it, 22% straight up for versatility. That's nice. Now you'll also notice that I have speed on a trinket. Now, that's 4% speed is very powerful, believe it or not. The reason why is because you want to be able to move out of mechanics. That's going to be your main thing for speed. Right? Moving out of mechanics is really great. Having speed buff is always wonderful. You can't really go wrong. Now, you'll also know that my Agi enchant is on there. I've got my rings enchanted. I've got my chest enchanted. But I don't have my wrists or my gloves enchanted. The main reason being for that is that the enchants available to them, if I go into Unlearned, I could get Intellect on my bracers, but I don't. I mean, I heal, but it's not enough, right? I've got my chest enchant. I believe it's Eternal Skirmish. So what's Eternal Skirmish do? Strength and agility boost, and then additional shadow damage. That is an increase to intellect, but I'm not a, healer main. Eternal Stats is also very powerful because it's a 30 boost instead of just 20. But we're really going by that auto attack damage. And Eternal Insight, which is intellect boost of 20, which you would want if you were a caster. Then we've got the cloak enchants. I need to... Do I have a cloak enchant in my bag? Yes, I do. I just recently made that cloak too, so there's a reason why I don't have it. Then, of course, for the cloaks, you can also go with the 3% bonus to any of the tertiary stats, which are leech, avoidance, and speed. Now, avoidance is also pretty good because that's 4% less damage, or 3.5%, from area of effects. So essentially, I could place, a little into the avoidance category, give me that extra 3% damage reduction for AoE, but having more stamina is always wonderful. Then you've got the glove enchants, which are strength, not really needed. So you want to double check that your character is fully enchanted. That's essentially it. You want to make sure that your character has all the consumables on him. Then you need raid consumables. What are those? The 3 raid consumables that you need are the Augment Rune, food, be it personal or a feast, and a flask. Now, there is another one, which I think I might need to buy an extra of, which is the armor kit. It's another stamina boost, but the more health you have, the longer you can live. So you always want to have that stuff on hand, be it having an alt that can craft it, or, buying it from the auction house. It's very important that when you go into progression raids, you use these. Do you need them on farm content? No, obviously not. That's not what anyone's going to try and argue. It's just something that's very important. Now, as for food, you could always get it off the auction house, but personally, I've found that it's just a lot easier to make it. You play the game, you get the materials needed. Now, how do you get materials? Through none other than these missions. These missions will give you augment runes, they'll give you all sorts of fun stuff, they'll give you meat caches, everything you need. And that's how you prepare for raid. Now, another way is to also look up the boss fights. What do I need to do as DPS on Terraguru? Chains of Eternity, need to watch out for that. Find the gap in Hungering Mist. That's it. At 10%, he'll freak out, remove everyone's powers, blah, blah, blah. Overall, that's all you really need to do. But it's very important to come prepared to those fights. Now, I understand if it's your first time seeing a boss, you might not want to spoil it, which is how I do fights. Oh, I have all of the blood gems. Nice. But yeah, that's me. Do I also have the? Yeah. Okay. I still have to get this set completely fixed. I haven't had the chance to save everything, which of course is my own fault. Also, right now, you want to buy a piece of 230 gear. You really want to. The reasoning being, if you get a piece of jewelry, it can be this. It can have your best stats. I know technically my best stats are verse crit, but Simcraft place mastery a little high up there. If you want to figure out what the best loot from certain bosses are, you can also go to raid bots. They have a drop demizer, which shows you the best drops. You really want to make sure that you have everything that you can use in order to make your raid not just great for you, but also great for everyone else in the group. Because I'll tell you right now, it is not fun in any way, shape, or form to know that you put in effort to then find out that some people don't even know what the boss does and have to explain it for the 10th time. It's not fun. It's never going to be fun. It was never fun. It's just a pain in the ass that people expect you to have to deal with. Like access to my bank so I can get rid of some of my reagents. Clear up a little bit of bag space. And then I'll have to get rid of a bunch of these. But that's it. That's the main thing. That is how you prepare for raids. I hope this helped. I'll see you next time.